Welcome in everybody to the second episode of the Bing Bong Goodnight Show featuring yours truly, Mayor Aaron. Now before we get to the main event, which is an in-depth figure review of the brand new Survivor Series Elite Bayley, I wanted to bring out a co-host to go over their favorite Bayley moments with me in honor of today's review. So let's go ahead and bring out the co-host for today. Everyone put your hands together for Lumberjoville's own sweetheart, Miss Diva Marie! Diva, ring the freaking doorbell.
It's too small.
Good, have a seat. Well, welcome to the show, Diva Marie. I'm happy to have you. See, last time we had a guest, it was co-mayor Alexa, and it didn't go so well. She actually turned heel during that episode.
OMG, did you just say heels? I love wearing heels. I mean, I would if I could, but these boots are molded on.
Not the same. Anyway, did you do the research I asked and find old Bayley moments and matches so you can make a video compilation of Bayley for me?
Watch Bayley? I thought you said Baywatch.
You got Baywatch out of Watch Bayley? Oh, anyway, out of your Baywatch research, did you, just so happen by chance to watch the last video I posted on the Lumberjovo channel?
Why would I watch your dumb videos, especially if I'm not in them?
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point, and I highly suggest that you do not watch the last video I posted on the channel, okay? Okay, thanks. Anyway, we are here to talk about our favorite Bayley moments, and I'll go first and get mine out of the way. So my favorite Bayley moment is her match versus Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, because that was a groundbreaking match and showed what these women could do and how they could have a match of the year. So that, to me, just changed the whole game of wrestling, especially for the women. So I could keep going, but I'll hand it off to you because I know you have a special video presentation to show us.
I'm so excited to show y'all what I filmed. Shout out to Robo Tamina for doing all of the editing. Anyways, I hope you enjoy it. Play the clip, Robo Tamina.
What did I just watch?
Wasn't my silent movie inspired by Baywatch totes adorbs?
Yeah, Diva Marie! That literally had nothing to do with Bayley. Plus, I thought you were dating Jungle Boy.
Well, I'm just testing the waters. OMG, that was a total unintentional Baywatch pun, LOLs. Anyways, once I find the man of my dreams, I'm going to use the magic cabinet and bring them to life.
Well, okay, looks like today's episode was yet another fail. But, hey, Robotamine, I have to ask you a question. Why in the world would you help Diva Marie edit that video if you knew it had nothing to do with Bayley and everything to do with Baywatch?
Because Diva Marie was very proud of her work, and I wanted to make her smile. I am sorry if I ruined your show, Mayor Aaron.
You know what, let's just review today's Survivor Series Bayley Elite. Okay? Alright, we're done here. y'all, welcome to Lumberjillville. Women's wrestling lives here. Now, I know I always say this, but I am truly super excited for today's figure review because, as most of you know if you watch the channel, I am a huge Bayley fan. She's one of my favorite wrestlers. I absolutely admire and adore her. So I'm super excited to get this brand new Survivor Series Elite Bayley to open up and review. So without further ado, let's take a closer look starting at checking out the box. So what I really love about this year's Survivor Series Elite line is the box is very different than the boxes we see in the regular Elite line releases. Now, as you can see here, it's got an overall darker theme to it. You know, not just behind her, but also the box itself kind of has a black base color with little accents of red and blue going around. We have this little purplish type design here on the top that continues on the front. We have that Survivor Series logo, that photo of Bayley, and then her name. We flip it to the side, we have that photo blown up. On the other side, we have a live action shot of Bayley from that night of Survivor Series 2019. And on the back, we have the rest of the line, as long as a little description from that night, her career highlights, and then her little stats there. So I would say that if you're an MOC collector, I really do think that this is a series that you need to get this to keep MOC. Of course, I would suggest getting one to open because that's how I display mine. But this box is gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it really stands out. So I highly recommend getting a couple of these because, yeah, this is a great looking design. Survivor Series Elite Bayley. This attires from the Survivor Series 2019 pay-per-view, which took place on November 24th. On this night, in the main event, SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley competed in a Champions Triple Threat match that included NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. On this night, Shayna Baszler would come out victorious. So, before we do a complete breakdown review of this figure, I just want to give my first impressions now that I got it out of the box. And I have to say, this Bayley stands out. It is a beautiful figure and looks great. Now, she also comes with a ton of cool accessories we'll cover later, and she has a new scan, so we'll also take a closer look at that. But real quick, I wanted to cover a couple things I noticed. First off, her elbows are just single jointed, no double jointed elbows. It's confusing because we were told that the women would slowly start to get double jointed elbows, and besides Elite 85 Becky Lynch, where are they at? When are they coming? Who knows? Maybe Elite 88. Trish's elbows will be double jointed, but I doubt it. So that'd be nice if we start seeing those on the regular. And also, this boot mold is the same as her Elite Series 80, and it's the same way. Look how flat it is near the toes. That's bizarre. It doesn't look like she has a foot in her boot, and that to me just looks silly. So I don't understand. It's almost like when they sculpted this, they accidentally held it like this and made it flat, and they're like, we'll just keep it. I don't know. It's a little bizarre. But yeah, those are just little things that I noticed right off the bat. Now, without further ado, let's take a closer look at her new scan. Alright, so here we have a brand new face scan and brand new hair sculpt for Bayley, and I've done a lot of studying. I've really compared this to her Elite Series 80 and gone back and forth a lot, but I am going to say that I do prefer this scan, to be honest with you. Although there are some negatives to this, but let's start off with the positives. So I think it does resemble Bayley pretty well. And I really like how they included that eye makeup or eyeliner that comes down on the bridge of her nose. It's a very intricate detail that is very accurate. Now, my complaints of this scan is that there's no emotion here. We've gotten some pretty awesome Bayley scans in the past of her yelling, kind of mid-yell. How awesome would it have been to get a scan of Bayley laughing, or a scan of her yelling, or even a little smirk or something, because there's just no emotion in the scan, and that bothers me. And even though I think it resembles Bayley pretty well, having no emotion there, it kind of sucks because Bayley's such a charismatic superstar. Now, also, this hair mold is actually new and different than her Elite Series 80. And this time around, it's just parted down the middle, which doesn't really happen much and hasn't happened much. And it falls a lot more flat and kind of sticks to the side of her head. Coming around, it's just that haircut goes straight across, but I'm going to do a little comparison here. So on the left, we have that Elite Series 80, and I actually prefer that hair better. It seems like it's more accurate to what it looked like in real life, especially on this night. And on the new Bayley, it's a little different. It's a little flatter, and I don't know, maybe that's because they wanted that headpiece to fit on snug. So either way, I do like this scan. I know some people are going to say the forehead looks gigantic, but it actually looks really good in person. I just think the hair is a little off here. So right off the bat, I'm just going to say that her attire rules. I mean, it pops, it stands out, it is very accurate. And that's great because her Elite Series 80 really bothered me how she was in just a plain yellow, because that should have been metallic, and that was very inaccurate and bothered me. So here, this is accurate enough, and I think it looks great. Now, it is important to note that this is the exact same body that we got on her Elite Series 80, just painted differently, so keep that in mind. Now, on her right arm, this little addition of this painted on SmackDown armband is really cool. She has that wrist tape that goes around her hand that's just painted black, which is very accurate. Now, this molded top is painted very intricately with the black, the white, and then the blue as the background color. The strap is molded on that goes around the back, and as you can see, it's painted on with nice detail. Her bottoms are also very intricately painted with white and black detailing. And then moving on to her boots. Now, this is one of the strikes of this figure's attire. So, these should be like a metallic type gold, almost like a light gold. Now, I'm not going to say this should be as gold as her Elite Series 80 boots, but that would have been more accurate than this, which is like a off-white. I'm really struggling to see this color, and we'll get to that with the jacket as well. You'll have to correct me in the comments, but to me this looks like an off-white creamish type color, and it should be a metallic type of gold. So, but it is nice we get the 3 stars on the side with the little ponytail on the top star. So I think this attire works great. I think it looks excellent, and I'm really excited to get to the accessories, so let's do that. Alright, so now let's move on to what really makes this figure awesome in my opinion, and that's all the excellent accessories. Now to start off, she comes with the SmackDown Women's Championship, and I have to say, this is a rare piece because Mattel's very stingy about releasing the SmackDown Women's Championship for some reason. There's been many opportunities for them to release it with a figure, and they just don't. I only have a couple, and y'all know how many women's figures I have, so I'm glad to get it again in this release. So yeah, this is nice to have. She also comes with a pair of closed fists. The ones that she comes packaged with are the C grips. She also comes with this intricate silver headpiece, which looks great. Can't wait to see how it fits. And then she comes with this jacket. Now, if you look at images of the jacket, it's mostly a white with a pattern. Now, it's very hard for me to tell. Remember, I'm colorblind, but it seems like they have a yellowish tint to try to create a pattern. But to me, it looks like my cat peed on it. Not to be vulgar, but that's just what it looks like to me. Like, I thought it was going to be pure white from the pictures, but it's not. It's got like a yellowish, I guess, type design. I don't know. You'll have to tell me in the comments if you see something different that I don't see. But let's see how it looks on her. Put the arms back. Put them through. Alright, the jacket fits her nicely. It's got a little Velcro closure in the front. And then that headpiece. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's why they had the hair part in the middle. Because this headpiece fits on great. And it looks good too. And obviously put the SmackDown Women's Championship around her waist. And we got Bayley from Survivor Series 2019 in her entrance. So now let's jump into articulation. So with her head, she has the ability to look right, look left, look up a little bit, look down slightly. Not a whole lot of movement there. Now her shoulder's on a ball joint. We go all over the place. We have the upper arm swivel. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, she does only have a single jointed elbow. Should be double jointed, but we have not seen that since Elite 85 Becky Lynch. She has that upper torso swivel. Great movement there. Sometimes that joint can be pretty loose in these Bayley figures, so keep that in mind. She has the ability to extend her wrist, flex her wrist, and swivel it. She has the waist swivel. She has the upper thigh swivel. Her hip is on a ball joint, so she can go all over the place. Her knee is double jointed, so that allows awesome maximum flexion there. Pretty cool. Her upper boot has a swivel, and her foot is just a hinge joint that can plantar flex and dorsiflex. There's no side rocking. So I am going to say that because that foot is so flat, and this joint tends to be a little loose, it's a little difficult to stand her, but that's just a heads up. Alright, so now I wanted to do a comparison of Bayley's 3 most recent figures that represent her current look and her heel gimmick, because in my opinion, they're each cool in their own way. So on the far left, we have that SummerSlam Series, Basic Series 121. In the middle, we have Elite Series 80, and on the right, we have the brand new Survivor Series Elite. So starting off with that basic, that scan that we got is the same scan that we get in Elite Series 80, and it works fine. I honestly prefer the Survivor Series scan now that I have them next to each other, but it works good. I think where this figure is cool is the attire. Now, these women's basics, a lot of times the attire is just painted on, but they did a great job with the paint application here. It's very clean, it really pops, and they even added a metallic shine to it, so I think that's awesome. I think where this figure falters is the body mold. The generic body mold isn't the most representative of Bayley. I don't think it really resembles her too well. Now, in the middle we have Elite Series 80, and this is an excellent figure. I have a full review up on the channel if you'd like to see that. And most importantly, this figure's special to me because when I posted MOC pictures on Instagram, I might have been the first. I got credit for being the first to post MOC pictures of it. And I love this figure. However, it does have its negatives, and mostly in that attire. This is a pure yellow attire when it should be a metallic-ish type yellow or gold, and this is just straight yellow, so that really bothers me. Also, the accessory of the flattened Bayley buddy and the little sticks she used to take it down is kind of niche. I mean, I didn't display it with her, so it is what it is, but it's an okay Bayley. And then, obviously, on the right, we have that Survivor Series Bayley, and I love it. So, I just wanted to put them beside each other if you're trying to decide which Bayley to get and you just want one Bayley representation. Hopefully, this helps you out a little bit to kind of see them next to each other and compare. And here's one last look at Survivor Series Elite Bayley. So overall, I give the Survivor Series Elite Bayley a score of a 9.5 out of 10. This is my favorite Bayley figure, and that's saying a lot because she's had a lot of figures released. And I know a lot of people weren't a big fan of the scan, but I promise you in person it looks a lot better. However, it needs to have more emotion in my opinion, and that's why it's not a perfect 10, because if that scan has an emotion, whether she's laughing or screaming or something like that, I think this figure becomes a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. The accessories are great, the attire is great, and it's a very unique figure. So honestly, this is my favorite Bayley figure, especially with her current look. Thanks for stopping by Lumberjillville. Women's wrestling lives here. For a first look at all future women's wrestling figures, make sure to hit like and subscribe and join the community. Also, make sure to head over to ProWrestlingTees/LJV to get some Lumberjillville merch. And also check out the Treasure Knives podcast, Lumberjillcast, which a new episode is posted every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. With that being said, stay tuned. Elite Series 88 Trish Stratus, both versions, will be here soon. Have a great night, y'all.